Welcome back to MoCo Files. Um, Thank you guys for tuning in to us this evening. Um, this is my co-host Marcus. Uh,
Uh,
um, and we just, I guess, gonna get started. I had some topics, right? But
mhm,
I don't remember where I put them at in my phone.
mhm. Then your notes.
Look, here they are. Okay. So the first topic I really wanted to start discussing was self love because a lot of people don't know what that is. A lot of times people feel guilty about loving themselves or being
Mhm,
selfish, right? People will always try to distract you from loving yourself. Like how often, if you're trying to just self groom. Do you say, with your schedule, whatever it is that you have going on, oh, I'll do it the next day. You know what I'm saying? I'll go get my hair cut the next day, or I'll go do this the next day. You're not really putting yourself first to make yourself feel how you're supposed to feel about yourself. Because we go out into the world and we want other people to love us, but we don't know what that means. We don't know what loving us means if we don't love ourselves. So it just becomes like a circle that never ends because you're looking for something outside of yourself.
alright.
That brings me to my next topic, which is self pleasure. Like, how often are people pleasing themselves, you know, instead of looking for somebody else to please them? The question I had was, I don't think I had I thought I had a question, but I don't. I'm not unprepared. I'm just thinking of where I want to take this segment to tonight. But how are you? What's going on with you? I wanted to go back to MoCo Files and talk about some stuff back then too, but it was something that I didn't write down at the time.
Uh,
And so it just whatever. Like I've been so busy with training and school, so
mhm.
I haven't really had the time to write stuff down. Like I'll be like, oh, that's a great thing, but I'm doing like a roller set, so I can't.
Right.
We can't even have our phones. I can actually talk about that, but um, I don't want to. It's giving me a lot of joy, and I think I want to keep that to me first.
Right, right.
And that's another thing.
Um,
You can have joy and you can have excitement. You can have things that you want to do or whatever. But if you tell somebody you letting that out before it's time, before your dreams manifest, then you got
mhm.
a lot of people that's trying to block your manifestation. So you always have to stay quiet, you know.
Or make you start making you second guess your decision.
Right, right. People will try to do that because they can't do it. It's not because
Hmm.
you can't do it, it's because they can't do it. And they
Yeah.
you can't do it because their mind is in a minimal space. Like
Hmm.
even with health like diseases like lupus. Any disease that's out there can be cured. Any and every single one with proper eating, proper diet. You know what I'm saying? You're not putting any processed foods in your body, no starches, no meats. Like you really gotta cleanse your body of all the stuff that they say society says is good for you to prepare yourself for that. And then also, like for me, so for me, I'm always taking every opportunity to do some type of workout. Like if I have a break in the day, I'm doing jumping jacks. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm doing some squats.
Mm-hmm.
But still standing up on my feet all day, which is, moving my body, keeping my metabolism going so I can, what I mean, still processing things. So you really have to be mindful of what you eat after a while because I'm gonna tell you, when I was in the military in El Paso, I was supposed to deploy with some soldiers to Afghanistan, my unit. And I couldn't go because I had cancer cells on my. This is like 10 years ago, like 10, 12, hold on, 12 years ago. Because, yeah. So, um, it just started to make me think about what I shouldn't be eating or what I shouldn't be doing because, I wasn't doing anything like crazy back then. I was in the military, you know what I'm saying? So, how did I end up with cancer cells on my cervix? You know what I'm saying? So,
Right.
that was something that took a turn for me also. So you just got to be aware of what food and meat and starch and those things that you really don't need to eat for survival when it's
Mm-hmm.
in your body. Like I don't know, it just doesn't make sense to me. Like some people would rather waste time or spend money eating something that's not going to do anything but it's filler food. It has no nutrition in it. You know,
Right.
and the world's got so busy that nobody just wants to slow down and be like, okay, what do I actually need to survive?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? People only want instant gratification.
Yeah.
I want this right now. It's gonna make me feel better right now. And a lot of people don't have that discipline to hold out or fast. Like you can
Mm-hmm.
fast on other things than food. You can fast on not using electronics. You know what I'm saying? You can fast
Yeah.
not doing practicing certain things. So it's all about for me discipline, and being aware of who you are and what you're becoming. What you choose to ingest in your mind is what's going to be in there.
Mm-hmm.
And if uh, you don't focus on the like, you gotta be aware. You gotta be overly aware of your own self because people will just come and try to shake your shit up. You know what I'm saying? People will try to come and shake up who you are, try to get you second guessing yourself. You know what I'm saying? And that's something that you just gotta be on point about and be able to identify like, yeah, this person is not healthy. You know what I'm saying? This person is not for me. I gotta move you on out of my space.
Mm-hmm.
That's when you begin to grow. And growing is not easy. Like I'm saying this like I'm 50 something years old, but I'm only 30. So it just is growing hurts. That's why it's called like growing pains and shit. That shit
Growing pains.
it's not easy. Do you remember our 10th grade pet rally outside when we was on the track? It was like a and we had this like we had this like dance battle and uh Danny Chapman was singing on the mic and I'm trying to see. Let me see if I can bring up this picture.
I don't remember.
Oh my goodness. So, um there was this pet rally that we had and I always talk about certain people, but I can't say names anymore. So people want credit and no. So this particular we were doing like a particular theme in our pet rally and it
Mm-hmm.
was like a dance battle thing. So we had some people on this side, some people on that side, but we're both from the same year, but we was just, doing like a battle thing. So there was one person, everybody's asking me what kind of moves we gonna do. So I'm like,
Mm,
okay, off the top of my head, let's do, what I mean, put a little sequence together, okay, whatever.
yeah.
This one particular person was like laughing at me, like thinking that that shit was whack. So I was like, okay, well, what do you have? Did you come up with anything like just now, right? So she didn't have anything. And then she left. She was like, well, I don't want to do this.
Mm,
So she's like, I don't want to be a part of it, whatever. So I was like, okay, whatever. Just like going about your, what I'm saying, going about your shit, it's whatever. Um, so we get to the day where we're doing we have the pep rally, right?
mm,
And we do our little performance or whatever. And everybody's in I don't know, you had to be there. Like everybody's in the crowd going crazy. Like,
right.
right? Because there was fire.
I
Like,
don't know. Was it for football or basketball?
it was just, we had those pep rallies.
Uh,
You remember?
I might have not have went.
Huh?
I might have not have went. I ain't go to everything.
I think you were there for sure.
Mm.
But I don't, you might not have been. I don't know. I don't know what you had going on back then in them days. Y'all was wild and I had no idea. So I'll never know. Like I'll never know. It is what it is. I'm over it. I'm over it. You
I'm
left,
trying to remember. I don't remember that battle.
you left me out for good reason.
Now I think, okay, I'm really trying to think. I don't know, maybe that might have been 10th grade year where they had something going on. And
We
instead,
had that pep rally
I
and
stayed in the classroom for some extra credit for something.
oh,
I forget whose class it was though, but I had some work I had to get done.
and you know what I remember? Cell phones. We had cell phones, but they weren't as we weren't as pressed over them Jones. Like it was like, oh, we need to call somebody to, you know what I'm saying? Like
Mm,
it's up producer, and that's what we used them for. I
yeah.
remember when I first got my first little Nokia, the Nokia phone,
Mm,
and a little. I remember, rest in peace, Beverly. She used to text me call me every morning early just to get ready for school. Like, you up?
mm,
It's time for school. No, no, no. The stuff is still loading for me to look for the pictures, but find the picture. But we definitely had a pep rally, and it was a good moment. I didn't know that I could create, you know what I mean, off that I would
mm,
have some that I mean, like I would do stuff. I was already on the step team, you know what I'm saying, at my
mm,
when I was in church, you know what I'm saying. So I did a lot of already musical and artsy things as far as
yeah.
outside of school. So I don't, people knew, but I wasn't really aware of it.
Mm,
So it was just a shock to me when uh, it went like it was when it was fire. Like I
yeah.
was like, okay, that's not bad. I can't believe you wasn't there.
I don't think I was. The only joint I remember on the track, I think was the joint for our senior year.
Wasn't you on the track team with me one of those years?
Sort of. At the indoor track, yeah.
You started at the beginning and then
I only did it so that
you
I
did
can keep.
javelin. You did javelin throw. You didn't do.
Nah, I did shot put.
You did shot put. You know
Yeah,
what I'm talking about. Shit.
yeah, I did shot put. But only, cause as long as I stayed in the sport, so in the men's locker room, they had a section where the athletes had the big lockers.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where I kept everything at, even my schoolwork and stuff. And I didn't want to give that locker up. So as long as I played the sport, I get to keep my locker. So after football, I did wrestling
Mm-hmm.
or indoor track.
Mm. That's what's up. You always had a big locker.
Yeah.
See, they didn't have that. I mean, I don't know. I never paid attention to it. I wasn't. I just didn't like being in the gym in the locker rooms like that
Mm.
because I remember one time some dudes was in that gym.
What?
Yeah, like dudes came into the locker room, but it was just weird to me because like people was always going into them locker rooms. What you talking about?
I don't know. I never going to the women's locker room.
I remember when it were like they were like at the door, like kind of remember because we would.
Like
I was
these
on
were
a
like
I was on a
classmates of
baseball
ours.
team. I was on a huh?
These were like our classmates. So like these was
I don't know
grown.
who it was.
Oh.
For sure. But I know that it was people going in there because I remember, like, no, I'm not about to be in the locker room if niggas is just coming in here. You know what I'm saying? Or
Mm.
something like that. While we got to change our clothes from gym or whatever the case may be.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not trying to do that. So I stopped going into the locker room. I remember that. Like, we didn't really go, we didn't go in there. We changed in the bathrooms over, you know what I'm saying, by where the gym was. We wasn't
That's
doing that.
crazy. I
Mm.
never knew.
There was a lot of shit going on in Seneca.
Alright. I guess a lot of people really ain't talk because I'm surprised I ain't hear that.
Ain't nobody snitching out there. I mean, I think I'm not saying like they were like in the locker room, chilling in the locker room, but I
Mm.
do remember like somebody coming in there and it just was like, yo, what the fuck? Like
Yeah.
that was like I think they were younger than us for sure. Some younger kids or somebody.
Oh, okay. That
Um,
still ain't right, but alright.
no. Um, so what's been on your mind? What topics do you have for us?
uh, not too much. Life has been sort of moving fast. Like,
Really fast, right?
yeah,
Really
like it's speeding up. Like weeks
you
are
know,
going by so quick.
like you get to a space some days where you have so much to say, but then when you get here, it's like,
Yeah, and like I'm
it's
drawing a
a
blank
different,
now.
it's a different vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Because we don't ever, it's just not a venting place, so it has to
nah.
come out in a way that people
Mm,
can respect and understand, overstand, understand.
yeah.
About understanding, people only, you only talk about understanding, but standing under something. You know what I mean? People say, you understand me, you stand
Mm,
under me. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you was to say I overstand, I stand over, you know what I'm saying, the situation,
mm,
stand over, and then I understand. I stand within myself and I know where I am, where I'm
mm-hmm.
centered. So it's just, they don't teach you this shit.
Nah.
That's
They
good.
left
It's a
it
little bit.
open for a lot of us to learn on our own.
You say what?
They left it so that we have to learn a lot of this stuff on our own.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. But I think it's better to learn on your own than have somebody tell you because you're gonna go out and try to learn it on your own anyway. You know what I'm saying?
Not only that, but they may have learned the wrong stuff and
And
trying to teach
right,
that.
right. And then the other thing is look at them as an example instead of what not to do and what to do versus
Mm,
thinking of or looking at listening to everything they say. Because, people will try to just it's a lot of it's a lot of trauma that people don't
mm-hmm.
deal with. And
Yeah.
I feel like I can't talk about this topic enough because it's so important for us to just get our thoughts and shit together. A lot of times we make mistakes and we make decisions based off of irrational feeling and thought. And that shit will get you hemmed up. It'll get you in a depressed state where you cannot move from that space. You physically have to continue to want your mind to be better than what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Not just your mind, your body. Not just your body, your soul. All these things come into play. So a lot of the times, even when I do feel like I want to go off or I want to be upset at somebody, I'm gonna say my piece and I'm gonna just go on about. You know what I'm saying? I'm not about to make. You can't expect to allow for energy to consume you or make you feel away, or
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying. So I don't know. I'm just learning as I go, and I'm
Right.
and I'm teaching those who want to know.
Yeah.
If you want to know, cool. We can learn. I'll teach you some stuff.
Mm.
You don't. That's your journey too. I'm not here to teach everybody. There's gonna be some people who don't like me because I'm me, and
That's
I
true.
and I could care less because I might not like you. You might got some funky ass energy. I want to be around that. You know what I'm saying? People choose to
Mm.
vibrate in their lower selves. And that's a part of me that I refuse to go to because I know that to me it's like self destruction. You stay in the space long enough, you're not going to grow.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Too big for the space now. You can't even move. You can't do this. You can't spread your wings. So where you going to go? You got to expand. You got to expand. And
You know
what
they let that nigga Bill Cosby out?
they did let Bill Cosby out. Did we talk about Bill Cosby before?
No, because that was already done past by down like by the time we started this, like he already been sentenced and everything. By the
Okay.
time we started the podcast.
Okay. But I mean, I just honestly think that he was just too old to be in jail anyway. Like for me, if
Yeah.
he was gonna do something to him, should have been did that shit like a long time ago. Like you was gonna try to bury the man, you should have buried him in a younger life. So if it was supposed, I don't really think that was supposed to happen. I think the only reason why that did happen was because Bill Cosby was trying to buy a TV network, and they didn't want him to buy it
Yeah. You
because
know the same thing. Like once they see you making too much noise or doing things that they don't agree with, all your skeletons in your closet, your demons, whatever it is, they will hold it down as long as they have use for you, as long as they have value, as long as they can profit off of you. But
right,
once you start doing things that they don't like, you no longer have that value.
right.
They they put your stuff out there, and I think that's what was the case with
Once they
Bill
can't
Cosby.
use you anymore,
Mm-hmm.
the way they want to use you, the same way Michael Jackson was about to buy Sony,
Mm-hmm.
and they didn't. He already owned like half of it, I think. They was
Yeah.
about to give him the other half. He would have changed the whole entire world, but the shit that he was doing, motherfuckers said, no, we can't have this man owning Sony, or
Mm-hmm.
we don't want him to own Sony. Whatever the
Yeah.
case may be, you know what I'm saying?
But they don't want him to own something, so now let's find a way to mess up his character so that nobody will want to do business with him.
Or, like Michael Jackson, let's kill him.
Yeah.
I don't even know what to say about that. I just
Right.
don't, I honestly don't feel like, now, there's certain things, you know what I'm saying? If you raping people or killing people or doing some big wild shit, or I don't know, like you deserve to have some time. But a lot of the stuff that people are going to jail for now, like the whole war on drugs type shit, like that's just weird
Yeah.
to me because of it's certain stuff I want to talk about, but I don't know how I want to say it, so I can't really.
Mm.
Um,
Y'all like yeah, like the the justice system will lock people of all color, or people of color, give them like life sentences for nonviolent crimes.
Hmm.
But these white people keep on getting these short ass sentences and appealing and getting out and getting their freedom back.
And the that's because of the Constitution that people still live by that says certain things about black people that makes white people feel like they're better than them.
Mm.
That's just been going on for forever. And I mean, I don't know what it's gonna have to take for people to stand up for themselves. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't know what it's gonna take. That's just right now. I'm like trying to make a make a solution, find a solution. You know
I
what I'm
think it
saying?
would take a power shift. Like people would do what is best for them at the end of the day.
Hmm.
If some people are that were raised racist or don't really have no other reason to be racist, but they live in that environment, and that's what benefits them to be like that. If
Right.
they move anywhere else, their whole mindset will be have to be forced to change. That's why a lot of them like to stay in them little ass towns and stuff where they're around like minded people. They
Hmm.
don't want to change. They feel like everything was right because that's how they was raised.
It's difficult being. It's difficult being more mentally aware than a lot of people because you want to try to teach them, but when you're mentally elevated to a certain degree, it's a degree, you know what I'm saying? It's an echelon. So for me to have to explain this to you, I have to start here, you know what I'm saying, and go this way, and that's going to take some time because you're going to have questions like, well, how the fuck does how is that, and this is over years and years of research, you know what I'm saying? So it
And
takes
unfortunately, people have a short
attention span.
attention span, and once their attention span is up, they get frustrated that and they don't want to understand no more.
Like, I'll tell you one thing about what I was learning in training. So we're doing perm rods, right? With perm rods, you gotta uh, you gotta pull the hair up, but you gotta put a piece of you gotta put paper on, you know, like the little taper thing that they do for y'all. So you gotta put that on there. Then you gotta take the roller, pull it all the way, pull the hair and the piece of paper to the end, roll it, and then you gotta take the piece and stick it on there.
Mm.
I was so frustrated because I couldn't get it. Like the things kept popping off and shit. I'm
Yeah.
like, fuck, I'm popping my fingers. I'm like, mother, son of a bitch. Like, I'm so
Mm.
mad. So I'm like, man, fuck this. So I take a step back, right?
Mm.
And the homegirl that's next to me, she's like, no, 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 let me show you, let me show you, let me show you. No, I wasn't quitting, but I was
Mm.
so frustrated in that space that I didn't.
You needed a moment.
I needed to just like
Yeah.
fuck these fucker, bro. I'm about to take the whole bag and throw them like fuck these
Mm.
rods. But I like them because of how they turn the hair out. But I'm sure I'll be working on that soon. So yeah, you do get frustrated after you constantly are trying to make a better effort.
Yeah.
And it sucks when you're when other people don't recognize that they have these issues.
Or don't want to recognize. Like you gotta look at it now. I don't watch the news, but when I do watch the news, you can see like you got them like small percentage of white people that understand, and you got that large amount that don't want to understand and don't want to see all the wrongs that have been done.
Right. And because learning that reality, learning the
That,
reality
that, 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 mess, that messes them up. That messes how they have had their success given to them throughout their entire life.
their entire life.
They thought they earned it. They thought they worked for it. They don't like now. They have to accept the fact
And that's
that
the
I
truth.
was given a better hand.
Right. That's the truth that everybody has to understand. Like,
Mhm.
I was lied to about a lot of shit. A
Like
whole lot of shit. So I had to
my people did some fucked up shit for a very long time.
for a very long time. So you had to relearn.
Hmm.
You had to unlearn and relearn because you were taught wrong. Taught wrong. Like, you know how we used to wake up and eat big, big breakfasts in the morning, bacon,
Hmm.
eggs, pancakes,
Can't
sausage,
do that.
cream of wheat, grits, waffles,
Hmm.
maybe and bacon, whatever it was. You know, they're saying, oh yeah, this is the hearty breakfast. This is what you're supposed to eat in the morning. But no, you're not supposed to eat all that heavy shit in the morning because you
Nah.
won't be able to function. So a lot of people, sometimes a lot of people don't eat. You know, like me, you and I, like I won't eat heavy in the morning. I'll just drink water. You know,
Yeah,
because
but that's your fasting period. That's why it's called break fast.
break fast. You
You
know.
don't have to overeat. You're not supposed to overeat
Tell them, Marcus,
coming out of a fast.
show them your gun so they know that you serious about what's going
Well,
on in the
always.
world. Tell them.
You can't eat heavy coming first thing in the morning. That's all that do is slow you down.
Right, it's gonna
You're
slow
supposed
you.
to wake up. You're supposed to wake up, get up, and go.
And a lot of times you're gonna think that you're dying or dehydrated because you don't have anything in your stomach because your body cleans everything out from that
That's why they say and look it up. First thing you should do is drink you some water because
water.
your body will be confused between dehydration and starvation.
Right, right, right.
You'll drink that water and you will feel immediately less hungry.
But yeah, but at first you'll be thinking that you're starving. You'll be thinking that you're
Hmm.
hungry. But your organs and shit is just dry.
Yeah.
Especially when you drink liquor. You always
Yeah.
gotta be able to hydrate and make sure you hydrate because it's necessary. Like your body needs it. I
Your
can't tell
body
you
needs it.
how many times I see, you know, coffee, soda. I don't see no water.
Hmm.
Coffee, 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 coffee. Soda. I can't do it. I only can drink water because it breaks on my skin. This is not
Hmm.
soda, just so you know. And but just been drinking soda. I mean, drinking
Yeah.
water this whole entire time, especially in school. So
And it's 90 something degrees. You need to be
yeah,
drinking water anyway.
you be drinking water anyway. It's making people hot, making people crazy. But all in all, I'm really grateful. Like I've
Yeah.
learned a lot of shit. I've learned that you really gotta be careful with people.
Mm.
People are sensitive. You okay?
I'm good. Long day. Very long day.
Okay. Well, we can wrap this up. We don't
Yeah.
gotta go too long for real at all because I have to get off soon anyway.
Okay.
Um, we can do 5 more minutes. Okay.
Gotcha.
But you know, I'm really grateful. Yeah, I can't say I'm really grateful.
Oh, yeah. I always gotta find some. I always find something to be happy about. My last thing of the day, I had to find something happy about. So I gotta be grateful for something. I don't care how bad the day was.
To make you laugh, like
Yeah.
something that's funny. Cause I just be sitting thinking about stuff, and I'll start cracking up. Like shit is really funny to me. Like
Yeah, a lot of things are funny. Yeah, I'm the type of person, I like the ignorant type of funny. Like that's why I be on Facebook all the time.
let me tell you. So my instructor and the student, he's always getting on the student. He's always
Mm-hmm.
picking on her, like always picking on her. She moves real fast. Like she's great. She's great with
Mm-hmm.
her. She should be like she's good, but she moves fast. She's always trying to
Yeah.
find a good way. He's always getting on it right. So she's chewing gum, right? And he says, "You chew gum like a cow." So it was just funny because, like, I wasn't even expecting for him to say what he
Mm-hmm.
said, and it was just so random, but it was funny too. So that I mean, it's just it's crazy. Shout out to all the Cosmo. Sorry.
The
Cosmetologists,
what?
cosmetologists and barbers. I made up a word today because I
What?
was like, what if I was a cosmedian, a cosmetologist and comedian?
Okay.
Nobody can. I made that word up. I said it first. Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, but I was thinking about that. Like I could be doing somebody's hair and doing the set at the same.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. That's far fetched.
Right.
I do like. You always gotta find something to make. I like what you say. You always gotta find something to make you happy, help you do,
Mm-hmm.
and keep you on the up. You got goals. If you don't got goals, write
You
some
need
shit
to
right
make
now.
some goals.
You could do it right now.
Um, it can be something simple like instead of the elevator, I'm gonna take the steps. I don't know.
So,
One little thing that you gotta do different that better.
but it would change, and it might change your entire life. It might change your entire outlook on life. So you just gotta be aware of that.
Like
Yeah.
everything is a process. Like if you wanna like develop your vocabulary better, just buy a book. Buy a book tomorrow. You don't even gotta read it. The fact that you bought a book and now you got a book near you, one day, pick the book up, read a couple paragraphs.
Learn, wanna learn something. Wanna expand your mind.
Mm-hmm.
For somebody come and just control your mind for you.
Yeah.
What's gonna happen if you don't have your mind where you need it to be? Somebody's just gonna come in and take over your shit.
Yeah.
So you always got to be aware of where you are, who you are, what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you need to tighten up, tighten up. For those of you who are out there who need a little bit tightening, tighten up. Get it together now.
Yeah. In all aspects.
Uh, Once again, for the traffic drivers, for people who do cause traffic, number one, if you see somebody speeding faster than you, just move out of their way. You're not about to.
Move
You're
out the way.
not about to be there. That's the first thing. The second thing is the the left lane is always the fast lane. If somebody is like right behind you, you need to just move over. Like, this is the calmest that I can say it in because, like, I
Get the
just,
fuck out the way.
I just don't understand. I'm trying to figure out why. Doesn't everybody want to go home? Like, don't you want to go home? Like, I mean, some people don't want to go home, but don't you?
Cool, cool. All right, cool. Sir, ma'am, you want to be a law abiding citizen and stay
Old
doing
people
your 55? You want to
drive
stay doing your 55? Cool. Do it over there. Do the 55 over there, though.
over
We
there.
breaking, we
You
breaking
know,
laws over here. We breaking all the law. This is Fast and Furious 12 over here. That's what we doing over here.
take care of yourselves, y'all. Take accountability for your actions.
Uh,
Take time for yourself.
it's okay to admit when you're wrong.
It's okay,
It's
because
okay.
the people who know that you wrong know that you're wrong already. Okay,
Yeah.
it's just up to.
All you doing is like acknowledging it yourself, and that's how you better yourself. Is like, okay, I'm wrong for whatever reason. You don't got to be wrong about the whole situation. Maybe you could just say, I didn't have to say it that way.
Right.
I didn't have to go about it that way. You don't
Right.
have to be wrong about your feelings. However you felt, you felt. You don't have to react the way that you react.
Mhm.
Like that. Like take accountability for some of the things that you do. You don't got to wait for someone else to do it either.
And see, this is the thing because you can't show somebody some shit about them that they don't see yet. It
Mm-hmm.
really has to take time for that whole thing to manifest within someone. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people have depression issues or have issues with stuff. So when it comes to light, they don't know how to speak on it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
They don't know how to speak on those things. But you know what? Let me actually uh facing your own truths will be our topic for next week's episode.
Okay.
and we can just elaborate on that and then caveat into other stuff. But
Gotcha.
thank you guys for tuning in.
Thank you.
Do you have anything? I said what I needed to say.
Nah, y'all know what it is. Be safe, keep your head on the swivel, be aware of your surroundings, you know. It's a different world out there. It's not the world that we grew up in. Keep your kids close. Don't let them wander around the grocery store or Walmart like that. Keep what's in your sights, you know. Pay attention to what they watching on YouTube, Instagram, all that stuff.
It's really some
Know,
real,
know, know who your kids are talking to. Know their friends.
yeah, for sure.
Because sometimes it's not the adults you need to worry about.
Mm. Well, that's a word. Okay.
Mhm.
Thank you guys. And
Yeah.
then we'll see you next time. And peace.
Peace.